All right, Hidden Pearl podcast fans, Bruce Kittle here with Emma Kittle and George Kittle. Welcome to the show. This is week 6 of the NFL season. Niners rolling at 5-0. We'll talk more about that. Getting ready to go to Cleveland. We have young George Kittle on the line with young Emma Kittle, and I guess I'm the old Bruce Kittle. But anyway, we're glad to be here and excited about another week. All right, George, how are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, I am fantabulous. Thank you for asking, Father.
Okay.
Sitting here in San Jose, California, getting ready to take off for the land to compete with the Browns.
Yeah. Okay.
Excited about it. How about you guys? How are you guys doing tonight?
Yeah, good. Emmy Lou?
I'm doing great. I just had I'm just savoring all of the American foods again. I had pesto pasta. I guess it's Italian, but like homemade pasta.
That's kind of American by
Why?
now.
Yeah, like American. Mom made it. She's
I
pretty.
love American food. I want pesto pasta.
Yeah, but Mom's
Yogurt?
American. Mom's American. Mom's super American. So it's just fun. It's fun to cook.
It's fun
to be back. My social battery overflowed so much this weekend that I put myself to bed at like 10:30. So I've been maxing out on all systems. So I'm very grateful to be back. How are you, Dad?
I'm good. Had a great weekend. It was so fun being at the Dallas game and the whole prep and George's birthday. And it was so great to have you back. And so that was your first game back, and it was good to have you in the house and just great crowd at Levi's and just everything about it was like, couldn't have written it up. And then George goes popping off for 3 tutties and
Amazing.
Everything's perfect. Defense crushed. And it was just so much fun. So anyway, yeah, no, I was just kind of pinching myself all along the way. I keep trying to script this stuff and life turns out to be better than I scripted it. So I'm going to have to get my visions higher and bigger.
Yeah, I'll forward you the NFL script that they sent me preseason so you can see what is to come for the rest.
Yeah, I know everything's laid out, right?
Perfect.
I know. Thank you, Commissioner. Okay.
That'd be great. All right, let me read
Let's do our intro.
Little stat. All right, so another big win. This time a royal romp over the Dallas Cowboys, 42-10, pushing the Niners to 5-0. George was on fire, scoring 3 touchdowns, the first of his career, as was the Super Cyclone Brock Purdy, who went 17-24 with 4 touchdown passes and 252 yards, and maybe most impressive, no interceptions.
No INTs.
Brock now has the number 1 QB passer rating in the NFL. Kyle Juszczyk also had a receiving touchdown, and Christian McCaffrey and Mason each had a rushing touchdown, pushing Christian's touchdown game record to 15. Niner defense showed up big once again, holding Dallas to 4-11.
4 of 11.
4 of 11.
Yep. On third downs.
Total yards of 197 with just 57 yards rushing. Dak was under pressure all night, sacked 4 times and multiple pressures and hits, and threw 3 interceptions with Gibson, Werner, and Burks all getting in on the action.
Coincidence that
3 interceptions. Did you say 4-11?
He was 4. They were on third downs. They were.
No, I'm making fun of Emma.
I'm making 4 of 11. He abbreviates everything differently. Every time I read this,
what does it look? What does it say? 4-11.
Yes, he did. But for Brock's, it says 17-24. So it's different. They're different things. This week, off to visit the Browns, who sit 2-2, another different abbreviation, and we're off last week. Get off. Reports have it that Deshaun Watson will not play, but we'll believe it when we see it.
Believe it when you see it.
Offense is 5th in rushing at 144
yards per game.
Another different one.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett leads NFL in sacks with 5.5, is waiting along with the second best rough defense in the league with 72 yards per game, and first best pass defense in the league, allowing only 125 yards passing per game. Very strong up front and at the corners and safety. With the Browns having a week's rest and the Niners traveling cross country, this will be a big test playing the Browns in the dog pound.
Ooh, that's a scary one. All right. Very cool. So that's the intro. GK, I know we're getting our mind right. We're thinking about Cleveland Browns. I guess,
let's just talk about the 3 touchdowns. Just give us like, come on, run it back. Let's relive it one more time.
If you're okay with that. But
we've only watched the game 4 times.
Any takeaways or whatever? Yeah.
Takeaways from the game.
Me being there.
We have the potential to be a very good football team, and we have the potential to get a lot better too. It's fun to win games on prime time, win by a lot, not have to play the fourth quarter. that's good for business. You go back and watch the tape. There's plays that I'd like back. There's plays that Trent Williams wants back. There's plays that we all, like, okay, well, I could be a little bit better here. We could do a little bit better here. And it's fun to see. And it's also fun to be around guys like that understand, like, shoot, like if I was just a little bit better here, who knows? It might have led to another touchdown. It might have led to another first down. Instead of a 2nd and short, it's a 1st and 10, like things like that. And so we're aware of those things. And then even on top of that, we go out this week and, is it a trap game? You're going into Cleveland, like you said, long flight. They're off a bye week. No, not a trap game. We can talk about that in a sec. But 3 touchdowns, yeah, it was pretty fun. To get when you score on the opening drive, really you're just like, how many more times can I score? Like, and then we go down. We had a turnover. They have a turnover, or something like that. Or they had a punt out of it. I can't remember. We get the ball on the 42-yard line, and it's just like, call that play, and I was like, oh, this could be another touchdown. Worked out perfectly. Didn't start perfectly. Had to work my way around on that little flea flicker action. But when you hand the ball off to Christian McCaffrey, who then hands the ball off to Debo, and then Ayuk's running a deep post down the field, I just kind of sneak around. I'm a sneaky snake. And I was just sneaking around down the sideline. Brock found me, even when there was a guy in his face, and there's another touchdown. And then to cap it off, I think we were up like 21-7, 21-10 maybe, and got down to the red zone on a 3rd down. Play that we've never ran before, but we kind of stole it from New England, and they didn't even run that exact play. They ran something similar to it. We did something different, and we even got a better look than what we thought we were gonna get. We got literally man coverage, and Ayuk and Charlie both did their jobs of drawing as many people away. I got a true one-on-one, routed. Yeah. Brock threw before I even turned my head around. That was pretty fun, and after that 3rd one, I was just kind of like, you've got to be kidding me. And it was really fun. Like
super happy.
I didn't wake up and say, hey, I'm going to have 3 touchdowns today. I did wake up and said I want 2 touchdowns. So maybe I just got to continue to say that I'm going to get 2 touchdowns and I'll get 3 because that'd be cool. How many times have you gone back to back with 3 touchdowns? I don't know. We can try it out in Cleveland. I'd love to try that out. Kyle, I know you're a very hardcore Hidden Pearls podcast listener, so You'll dial it up. But no, it was absolutely fun. What an environment. Levi Stadium was popping. How much fun. And what a great Sunday night. And now, if you're okay with moving on.
Well, I just want to say 2 things. You don't have to say anything more. I just wanted to just shout out to our boy Laporta at the Lions. We ran the same play, right? I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, 2 Iowa guys scoring. I thought that was really cool. Anyway, I'm just putting it in. And then on your 3rd touchdown, can you just say a word about, I thought your route was really, really well done. You came off and you expanded it, and then you gave the over-the-shoulder left look before the cut, and the guy jumped it with his hip, and you opened up, and then you had 2 steps on him, and it was an easy throw and catch after that. Yeah, it was really nice. So anyway, just shout out there, because the subtleties and the little things about route running is just so much fun to see. Really, the whole team does. I mean, the guys, we run pretty good routes, I think, with the Niners, and I know it's the professional league and all that stuff. But anyway, that was really cool. So I just want to name that. I thought that your route on that one was really clean. So nice job.
Any football 101 comments on that, brother?
It's cool. If you want to see, which is cool about that route is, I spent my offseason practicing routes similar to that. And you can go in, I practice my releases to look like that if you watch the tape. I don't know if you have the all 22 tape, or you can watch it on, you can YouTube it maybe. I don't know. Watch it back. You can go to my speed / route running coach, release coach, Jeremy Holt, on his Instagram, athlete, or Jay Holt. You can find him. I follow him. And it's cool. What Jeremy does is, like, when we do things in the NFL games, he will record the clip, and then he'll show the drills that we ran that built that route. And so what's fun is, we spent a whole bunch of this offseason on releases and releasing around defensive ends, releasing around, press man stuff from 3-point stances, squares, 2-point stances, like we find ourselves in as tight ends all the time. Because every route I run, I'm not in a wide receiver stance. I am, like I said, 3-point square stance, and that's kind of hard to get a first step out of, hard to get a forward lean out of. And all that routes is timing. That's a big part of them. so we practiced that a ton. And he took the clip from the game, and he showed the drills that we ran from the release to the top of the route, and then how it correlates to the game. And it's just kind of fun to see that the things that I am doing in the off season do contribute. You don't know when they're going to contribute, but if you do reps hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, once you get to that situation, your body knows what to do, and you just do it. And it's pretty cool. So that was really fun. If you guys want to see that one, head over to J-Hole. Emma will share the link probably.
Yeah, we
it's
can.
a kind of a fun one. And yeah, that'd be my football 101 on that. I can continue to talk about football 101 if you guys give me more things to talk about. But I will say I'm very looking forward to moving on to the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Can I do the NFC West standings?
You can. Last thing, I have not been fined yet for my shirt. I loved my shirt. I would have shown the shirt off had I scored 3 touchdowns or had no touchdowns. I've said other things about it. You guys can listen up on that. But knowing that I would get, if I haven't been fined yet, if I do get fined, I still would have done it again in that situation. I'm not saying I'm going to do it again in the future, for every time we play Dallas and stuff like that. And it's not a t-shirt I'm going to make for other teams. It was just a little tribute to my guy, Mr. Plummer, for the 49ers back in the 1994 NFC Championship game. So that's what that was. I'm excited. It was really fun. Glad that I did it. Like I said, I would do it again. I'm not going to do it again. I'm just saying if I was given the choice, I would have done it again.
Sure. And you've made so many new friends out of it.
There are some angry people on social media.
Wow.
Wow.
This is crazy.
Wow.
My DMs are crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild.
The internet, man.
Why do you guys,
Internet.
people say just the meanest things sometimes. It is outrageous. Top comment so far has been, I hope you break both your legs and your team plane crashes and burns on your way to Cleveland this week. I said, really? Wow. You are an angry elf, mister. Ooh. Jeez Louise, dude.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, speaking of the.
All right, let's go to Cleveland without our plane crashing and burning.
I'm just gonna toss this out, and if anybody knows the answer,
I'm gonna send you some Palo Santo.
Anybody out there, can you tell me the origin story of Brownie the Elf, which is an unofficial mascot of the Cleveland Browns? We'll answer that question.
It's their 50-yard line. It's their 50-yard line image.
I know. And so where did he come from, and why is there an elf on the 50-yard line of the Cleveland Browns field? So we'll come back to that. It's a pretty cool story. Anyway, okay, this week Niners beat pants off Dallas. We know that at the Browns, 2-2. We're going to get to that. Seattle 3-1. They had a bye last week there at the Bengals, who are 2-3. Who's coming to Levi's in a few weeks, so that's going to be fun. Rams 2-3 lost to the Eagles at home, 23-14. That was a decent game, and they host the Cardinals, who are 1-4. So the Cardinals bringing up the old rear down there, and kind of tough on them. They lost to the Bengals 34-20. So anyway,
that was a game though.
The
Cardinals Bengals game was a game. I know the Bengals offense. Joey B, love Joey B. Like he threw 3 touchdown passes to Jamar Chase. They ended up winning by 14 points. But watching the game, the Cardinals are gonna be a problem for everybody that they play week in and week out. They're missing some pieces, and right now they're dealing with some injuries. Like Buda's not in there, and James Conner just went to IR, which stinks. But like the way that they play the games, they're playing at a high level.
Yeah.
And turns out too, they have 2 draft picks in the top 10 next year. So whatever their foundation they're laying, they're doing it the right way. And I don't think they're going to continue to surprise people. They're going to continue to they're going to give everyone their best shot, which is kind of fun to see.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope they don't do it against us next time, but
they will.
Everyone else, please beat the Seahawks and the Rams.
No doubt.
Awesome.
So, okay.
Anyways, moving on.
All right, Browns preview. All right. Joe, just for fun, their current overall record, any guesses? Lifetime, all-time between the Browns and the Niners?
15-14.
Oh, moderately close. Anyway, they played 20 times. Browns lead the series 12-8. So it's 21st game.
Oh, that was pretty close.
Yeah. So anyway,
fair.
All right. And then Niners won the last one back in 2019. We'll chat about that. Okay.
We did.
Yeah. All right. Georgie, what do you got for us? What's the little scouting report? I got some stuff about players and blah, blah, blah. But You've been in the trenches. You've been there with old KS. What's happening?
Let's see. What I see when you watch the tape, and when you watch the tape, as a team, their offense is finding their identities. Amari Cooper is still a dog on the outside. He's playing at a high level. Deshaun Watson, whether he's in or whether he's out, he's like continually getting a little bit better week in and week out. That's what happens when you miss, like, I think he missed 2 years. Like, it's hard to do that. But if he's not playing, sure, their offense might not be the best offense that we face, but they're committed to the run and they've got a pretty solid offensive line. That's about all I know about their offense. I know that they're statistically not very good, but statistics, you can kind of throw them out the window week in and week out, just because any given Sunday, crazy things can happen. Now, their defense side of the ball, which is what I have been watching and paying attention to and studying. Myles Garrett, still really good at football, gotten better. He's a physical freak. Like you said, he leads the league in sacks for a reason. He does a good job. There's that cool clip that came across all social media of him doing like the basketball crossover before the snap, and then he actually did that crossover on the center and juked him out of his shoes, and then almost got a sack, but the quarterback ran away and threw out of bounds. So he's playing at the top of his game. You can kind of tell he's just kind of in his own zone. And then on the opposite side of the ball, on the opposite side is Zadarius Smith. Turns out he's still just he's a grown man, super strong, super aggressive, very physical and violent, and a very talented football player. So, a guy I've played multiple times, and we've had some pretty good competitions against each other. So, looking forward to that.
He was the Packers, right?
Their edges are Packers and Vikings last year.
Packers and Vikings last year. Okay.
He's good, but he's in a different system now, because with the Packers and the Vikings, he was an outside linebacker. Now he's playing defensive end, and their defensive line plays the way that our defensive line plays, which is run as fast as you can through your opponent's face and beat them on their side of the ball. Woof. It's not really that fun to go against, because every single play is, it's like, oh, hello. And there's certain things you can't do against those defenses because they're penetrators. And so they're playing that at a very high level. The guys that are behind them are also playing at a high level. Now, I'm not going to say they're as good as Myles Garrett and Smith, but they're doing everything that they need to do to play, like, for that D line to play at a high level. And they do the thing where, like, they play 3 or 4 snaps, and then everybody comes in and everybody comes out. So it's like a hockey shift. And that's what our D line does as well. It's so, like, it kind of allows them to play balls to the wall for 3 to 4 plays, and then they switch everybody out. And then third down comes, they have their third down packages, all that Yahoo stuff. But their linebackers are both playing really well. You can kind of tell they pressure a lot with those guys. And, like, they're kind of just like wrecking balls. And you can just kind of see their energy off the tape, it's fun to see that. There's a couple clips from some of their games where, like, the whole defense is just like celebrating after like a sack or something like that. And when you have that type of energy as a defense, and it's not okay, cool, we got a sack, it's 4th down, let's jog off, and everybody relishes that celebration with that player who got the sack or that interception, that knockdown. That's a defense that is playing together and playing together at a high level. And I haven't talked, their secondary is very talented. The Warden, Denzel Ward, big fan of his. Met a couple times. He's a good dude. He's a fantastic corner. He's playing at a really high level. You can watch his tape. Very, very quick. Their DBs, their way that they play is aggressive. And they can play aggressive and man coverage and stuff like that because of their D line, right, and how much penetration and how much they rush the quarterback. But it's also fun. You'll probably talk about this at some point, but Coach Schwartz is their defensive coordinator, and him and Kyle Shanahan they've gone against each other for a long time now. I think the last time we played them was 2020 when they beat us. I think, yeah, they beat us. I had a great game against them, but they did beat us. So that would kind of be cool, because it's whenever you play a certain D coordinator, or like whenever coaches or coordinators, they play each other enough times.
Who was
kind of like a cat and mouse game.
When you say they beat us, what team?
Oh, the Eagles.
Eagles. That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, the Eagles. And so that's that penetrating defensive line that had Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham on it.
Yep.
But that was the game that Ayuk hurdled that dude from like 5 yards out. It was really cool. But it's cool when with two coordinators who have played each other a lot continue to go against each other, it's like a kind of a small game of cat and mouse. And it's like, well, you think that I know this, so then I'm going to do this instead. But you think that I know that, and now I know that you know that I know that. So now I know that you know that I'm going to do that. So now I'm not going to do that. And it's stuff like that. And it's just kind of
It's
it's
almost like
fun.
rock,
And
paper, scissors.
it's almost like rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, that was a good segue, Dad.
Yeah.
But so that's kind of been a fun thing as well. They've got a really good defense. Statistically, they're like top of their rankings. You watch the tape, they bring a beat down on everyone they've played except for I think one of their losses. One of their losses they got.
Last one wasn't
was
very
it?
good. They lost to the Ravens like by 25 or something. I mean, it was
Yeah, all right. That game was like 24
34
to
to
3 or
3, I
something. I
think,
know.
before the bye. Yeah.
34?
It was
Ooh.
a big
Well,
chunk.
so yeah. So besides that game, though, their defense has played at a very high level, and even in that game, they had their rush defense was really good. And I'm pretty sure their offense had like 3 interceptions and a fumble given up. So like, it doesn't matter how good your defense is if your offense has 4 turnovers. There's only so much you can do. So looking forward to playing the Browns. It's an awesome challenge. Um, it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's the most important game of our season. That just is what it is. We go from playing Sunday night football against the Dallas Cowboys, 26 million plus people watching, to a 1 o'clock. I mean, 1 o'clock kickoff on the East Coast, and I think we're on Paramount Plus. No free shoutouts, but it's just different, and that's nothing against the Browns. It's just the way that our game is slotted. Like it's just different. So it's like, are we going to be the team that shows up every single Sunday? No matter what it is, no matter what the weather looks like, no matter what the stadium looks like, how many people are in the stands, who's watching, are we just going to show up and play ball, or are we just going to be around for those cool moments and like the night games and stuff like that? But I think we have a team that is very determined, wants to win. We like winning, and we're playing really well right now, and our guys are playing selflessly. Selflessly, yeah, I said that right,
Yeah.
and it's fun to be a part of that. And it's what's fun too is like Ayuk and Debo didn't have a touch on that game, and they were celebrating their asses off with everybody on the sideline too. Like, yes, everyone wants their touches. We all, we're striving for accolades for our careers and everything like that. Pro Bowls, all pros. But at the end of the day, it's just fun to be a part of a team that all anybody really cares about is winning. And you can feel that every single day, whether it's an active guy, whether it's a star player, whether it's a practice squad player, whether it's a coach, whether it's our chefs. Like, our whole building is just like dialed, and it's really fun right now, and it's really fun. Also, random shout out. My birthday was on Monday. Coach Firster's birthday is today. CFO turned 62, I think. So happy birthday to him. Is there anything else you want me to talk to you about the Browns?
No, that was very comprehensive. I guess the only other thing I think they're doing a great job. They are rushing the ball, though. I think they're right behind the Niners in rush offense. I mean, they're very
That's
high.
what I said. They're
Yep,
very committed to the run.
they are. Yep, they do it
It's
really well.
brutal. Nick Chubb had that awful injury. But like I said, their offensive line is good, and they're going to stay committed to that run. And they do a lot of 2 tight end, 3 tight end sets. So like, they're very going to be committed to it. They're going to throw Amari Cooper the ball, and they're going to do everything they can to not turn the ball over, get into third and shorts, stay on the field as long as they can, and not let the Niners offense have the ball. And then when the Niners offense does have the ball, they're going to try everything to dial us up and make my guy Mr. Purdy uncomfortable, which in my opinion is not going to happen. But I'm just a podcaster that plays football for a side gig. So it's going to be a really fun game.
That's good. Okay. All right.
I have a question. So traveling cross country, right? So our times are super different. So how do you manage kind of your routine? And I mean, like last game, you know, you had the whole morning and you had like all
Yeah,
day to kind of like ease
I got
into
to come
it.
home and shoot hoops in the pool.
Yeah, that was
That's
really
it.
fun. That was hilarious. But for this next game, I mean, you're up early, like way earlier. So how do you manage that? What's kind of like what's your morning routine like when you're on the road like that?
So like, well, the game's at 1, so like I wake up at whatever 8:30 and stuff like that. The bus will leave at like 9:30, so I give myself an hour in the mornings to. I need like 30 minutes in the morning to do my routine before I go eat breakfast, and I try to give myself like 15 to 20 minutes to eat breakfast. But we fly in on Fridays anytime we're going more than one time zone. Um, so we fly out tomorrow afternoon. We'll get in late Friday night. I do my best to not sleep on the plane just because when I get to the hotel, I want to pass out super hard. Because what's tough is you take like let's just say it's a 4.5, 5 hour flight, 4.5. I don't know what it is. I know it's over 4. But if you sleep for like 3 of those hours, you take a 3-hour nap, it's just difficult to go to bed when we're going to land at what, like 10 p.m., 9 p.m. I don't know. We're not going to be at the hotel until 11, something like that. That's what it usually is. So you have that. So I try to stay up. So then I eat we have a snack for us there. I eat my snack. I go to sleep. Wake up in the morning. Let us sleep in. I think our first thing's not till 10 or something like that. And so you sleep in. You get a nice breakfast. Get some rehab in you. We have a meeting. Let's see. What do we have? We have a position meeting, and then we go to our walkthrough. We have walkthrough, and then we have the whole afternoon off. I'll hang out with my wife. Probably get some food. I want to go to the Rock and Roll. I want to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but it's really close to our hotel. I don't know. I'd like a private tour for that or something like that Saturday afternoon. Going to that, I love people. Don't get me wrong, but the day before a game to be in public at a very awesome area where there's going to be a lot of people, probably not my cup of tea. Like a little bit more privacy so I can get dialed in. Um, No, I do love seeing anyone that approaches me and asks me for an autograph and a photo. Absolutely love it. Or a bang bang go Niners. But day before a game, I most likely to be like lock the door, curtains down,
Blinders.
blinders. Yeah, very much so. So, but that is one thing I wish I could go to, but it is what it is. I'll have all the time in the world to go to, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let's see what else. Then, like I said, games at 1. I'll be at the stadium 3 hours early or something like that, whatever that is, 10 or 11, something like that, 2 hours early. Yeah, like 2.5 hours early. And that's my schedule on the road. And it's fun. A little 10 a.m. kickoff. Get your mind right, boys. Get the caffeine in you. I don't care what it is. Get dialed.
Exactly.
I have another travel question. One more. All right. So when you guys
course.
travel as a team, do you have a normal flight attendant come over the plane who's like, boys, lock it in, or like telling you all this stuff? Or is it like Kyle or one of your coaches who gets on the mic and talks to you guys?
I'm actually interested to see how I should answer this because I don't. They do some things. We have a wonderful flight crew that flies with us every single time.
Oh, okay.
All the stewardesses, and so they take care of us. Like they know that I like having certain things in my chair because I always ask for them right when I sit down. So after being here for a while, they're just in my seat when I get there. Whether it's a snack, a PB&J, a drink, a beverage, they have everything for everybody. They have like the whole plane memorized or written
Do
down
you always sit
somewhere.
in the same
So
seats?
like, yeah, it's all assigned seating, very much
No.
so. Yes,
yeah.
my seat buddy this year is Christian McCaffrey.
Tough.
It's fun. He's a fun flight buddy because thanks to Richard Sherman back in 2019. So my first 3 years, 2017, 2018, and 2019, when we took the team flight, the whole team, all the players were in economy seats, which is totally fine, not complaining. But when you have like 5 to 6 flights that are 4 to 6 hours long, and you have guys like Mike McGlinchey, who's 6'8", Joe Staley. When you have these huge offensive linemen and DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead, like there's only so many of those seats that have like the no one sitting in front of them, like the front of the rows. So you only give those to so many guys. And Richard Sherman in 2019 when, had a talk with Kyle and Miss Jed York. I was like, you have to get your players who are playing in the game have to get the recliner beds because no offense to some of our staff, but like you had marketing. I mean, you had like our PR staff and other people were getting these sleeper beds that, hey, maybe it makes more sense to let a 6'8" person sit in the sleeper bed so he can extend his legs and be comfortable because he has to perform on Sunday. And that made sense. And so ever since the end of 2019, we've been doing that. And I've been in a couple different seats. The one problem for me with these sleeper beds, right? This is an issue. This is an issue
Tell
for
us.
me.
My man is good.
This is my issue
Okay.
with sleeper beds is that I don't usually sleep on planes. Like I like to have conversation. I like to have interactions with people. And these sleeper beds have the little wall right in the
Oh, and
middle.
you're like
Or
angled too.
if you're on the window seat, you
Yeah.
can't talk to the person in front of you. You can't talk to the person behind you. And then like to look over, you have to like go out and forward or out and back to talk to the guy across the aisle. And it's hard for me. I don't know if you guys would believe that, but
You're a
like
little social butterfly.
me, a social butterfly, oh my gosh, like I had to spread my wings. And so it's just difficult sometimes for me. And so like my first 2 years sitting here, they had me on the window and it was a struggle. I got like lonely on all these flights. I was like, oh my gosh, I can only distract myself so much with film. Cause like I don't need 5 hours to watch film. I've watched film throughout the week. I've watched film of the guys I'm going to be going against. I watched the third down tape by the guys covering me. I've gone through my plays 4 times. I know it. Like I'm ready to go. Now I have 4 hours to myself to be like, okay, and like I can only binge TV shows and movies for so long before I just get bored because I want to talk to people and enjoy myself. Because like back when we sat in economy seating, which the best part about it was like so we have it's like 3 seats, 5 seats, 3 seats. That's how our plane is. We have that big plane. And so I sat in the middle section and it was me on the far right of the middle section. It was me on the far right, Garrett Selleck to my left. And maybe it was 4 seats in the middle, I can't remember. But it's me and Selleck. Ross Dwelly was right in front of me. Our other tight end, whoever it was right next to Ross. To my right was Trent Taylor. And then to Garrett's left I think it was Jimmy G and like Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard. And so it was just like, and then the whole offensive line was like 2 rows ahead of us. Like everyone was in front of Ross. And so like on the way like to every game, everyone's kind of dialed in or like resting or watching something or like, just focusing up. But the way home, win or lose, like you have a 5-hour flight. Some guys go right to bed, but a majority of guys are up and about talking, watching stuff, hanging out. And that was like the most fun travel I've ever had. Like my first 3 years were so much fun. Like the flights home, and we didn't win a lot of football games my first 2 years, but I had so
Big team
much
member.
fun on those flights home. No, I didn't win a lot of games, but I had so much fun because we had such a fun team, and like we had this really good friend group, and it was just so much fun. And the one thing that sucks with the sleeper beds is you just don't have that because everybody up there is like, well, I have a sleeper bed, I might as well go to sleep. And guys just kind of zone out, and
Okay.
the
So
guys still get up and like,
why is CMC
no,
such
I'm
a
still
good?
talking. I'm still talking.
I know, but you're
Still
circling
going.
back to CMC,
I,
right?
I was going to
Oh,
without you doing that,
oh,
and now
okay.
I've lost my train of thought, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm just kidding. I'll keep talking about it. But thankfully I have good teammates because like Charlie Warner knows that I get lonely up there, and after every flight he comes up and talks to me for like 25 minutes. Bosa always comes up and talks to me. Ayuk usually, but it's like we have guys that still like to do that stuff. But Christian, so I've gotten off of the window seat and I've gotten into the middle seat, and the middle seats there's always two pods, and every other pod is different. So the first two pods have this huge big window because the seats are closer together, and then the seats behind them, the seats are on the outside, so there's a small window in the middle. And last year I had the small window, and it was me and Juice, which was great. But Juice is so dialed into his shows and his gaming that he just doesn't talk to me ever. And so, and like you had like a desk in between you guys, or like armrests and stuff, so you couldn't I couldn't even reach Juice if I wanted to reach Juice. Me and Christian now are in the front, and it's the big window, and so you push the button, and it's literally like I could lay my head on his shoulder if I really wanted to, which is probably too close for comfort for Christian, but I'm having a great time. I promise you. And it's fun too because you got to watch movies, and it's fun too. I love watching tape with guys who love ball, and Christian loves ball, and so we'll always watch the game together afterwards, and it's fun because I get to see it from his perspective as a running back. Like he goes, I should have set you up better there, like in this certain run play. I'm like, if you could give me one more step, that'll allow me to give him a little bit more launch, and it's going to give you that much more space, and that much space to Christian McCaffrey is 60 yards and a ton of fun in the end zone. And so it's just fun to be around guys like that who give a shit about the game, and then I get to sit next to them on a plane and watch football with them. And it's a very cool part of football that no one else really sees, but it's something that I thoroughly enjoy. Oh my gosh, airplanes. What a great question, Emma.
Just took that and ran. Okay, brother. Nice. That's pretty cool. I had a football 101 that came out of that, but I don't know if we need to I think we're in pretty good
What
shape.
is it? I can short and sweet it, or you can save it for next week. What is it?
Give it to me right now.
Well, I don't think a lot of
I'm
people,
hot right now, so give it to me.
You are. You're on flames. I can see it. Well, I just think a lot of people don't understand. I mean, I worked in O-line and watched your tape and all that kind of stuff. But what you said about when Christian said, "Well, I should have given you one or two more steps to set up your block," I don't think a lot of people appreciate how important the angle and or depth that the running back maintains, because the down linemen are working to combo typically on a down guy up to a linebacker. And where the running back doesn't push the ball all the way to the, like in our outside zone scheme, we talked about that last week. If the back doesn't, force the linebackers over the top so they can combo to them, and or force that edge rusher to play contain, then it jams everything up and there's no space, and then they cut back early and all that. But I mean, anyway, that's that comment. So just you can expand on that a little bit about how the running back sets up those kind of blocks.
So picture me. I'm on the left side of the formation, and we're blocking outside zone. So this is a 19 track. We're running towards the sideline on an angle, or as Imbo used to tell me, you're running at the first down marker. Like that is your angle of trajectory. And I'm blocking. Let's just say we do that play where you see Juice, he does the spirit bro thing, and he comes out, and me and him kind of double team that edge player out to a DB. Christian gets the ball, hike, tosses it to him. He's running to his left. It's backwards on my screen, so this is just kind of up. There we go. So there we go. Here's me, right? Is this what your guys' left?
Yeah.
It's reversed for me, so it's in my right hand. This is gonna be tough. So we're running this way. This is me, right? I'm running this way, and Christian's running right behind me. Okay. If the guy that I'm blocking, who let's just say this guy's like on the front of me, the guy that I'm blocking, I'm running him to the sideline, and here comes Christian McCaffrey. If Christian doesn't make him believe that I'm going to reach him and he's going to get around him, and so then the guy puts his head to the outside of me, so then Christian can push me and then cut vertically. If he doesn't push to make that guy believe that he's going to go outside, there's no running lane. So if he cuts too early, the guy will just throw me off of him, and he just tackles Christian in the hole. And so it's just level of trust where you have to attack the lead blocker's outside shoulder, outside leg, whatever you want to say it is. But you have to make that defender believe that you're going to go to the edge, so that he finally throws his hat to the outside, and that's when I can turn and throw him those final foot or so, and then Christian cuts right back up right off of me, and there you have it. That's where the explosive plays come from. If the running back and the blockers are not tied together, you're doing two different things at the same time, and then it's very difficult to play football.
Ugly.
And when you're playing Pee-wee and you're playing middle school and you're playing high school ball and your running back is a freak of nature, you can get away with that stuff because the level of competition isn't very high. When you get to college, some guys can still do it. Not very many, but some guys can still do it without, proper technique and stuff like that. But when you get to the NFL, there's only like Christian McCaffrey, even if he doesn't set it up, he's still not the same runner if he has to dodge three guys in the hole. But if he sets it up, creates space, and then he has a one-on-one versus a DB, that's where you see him hurdling guys. That's where you see him spin moving guys, because you can make one guy miss. Making multiple NFL players miss is a very difficult thing to do. Yeah. So when our running backs can run, set, and go, you can see it. If you look up our tape, JP Mason, his touchdown this past week versus the Dallas Cowboys, we're running that exact same play. Running it, I chip Micah Parsons' outside shoulder. Juice hooks it, keeps him inside. Trent gets up to the backer, does his little pulley technique thing that he's a Hall of Famer. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do, and it works, and it's 100% legal. And I'm on the safety who tries to set the edge, but I run him outside, and there's a free player, the free middle field safety is running down to tackle JP into the hole. And instead, what JP does, he takes one more revolution to let me push this guy a little bit farther out, sticks his foot in the ground. DB thinks he's going outside. He goes, JP puts his foot in the ground, goes right up the field. DB slips, doesn't even touch JP, 30-yard touchdown or however far it was. That is what the run game is supposed to be. That is why one of my favorite teammates on the field of all time is Raheem Mostert, because he made blocking so easy. Him and Tevin Coleman. In 2019, those two guys, and Matt Breida, they were so fast. They were so fast that they would get out there so quickly. So these defenders would freak out and they'd put their foot in the ground and they'd get through there. And it's a work of art, and it's very difficult to do. And it's a level of trust and rep after rep after rep that you have to do together to get comfortable doing it. And it's a very beautiful part of the game. And when you guys are watching it, you can watch running backs who aren't as experienced and aren't as technique driven. You'll see them not do this, and then they'll be like, oh, why can't he block that? Why can't that tight end or that tackle block that linebacker? And he just threw him off. Well, it's because the running back cut up too early, probably. It's probably what it was.
Right.
And like sometimes you have to cut up because there's other stuff outside, but when you have a clean edge and you can widen and stuff like that, those plays have to go for a lot of yards because you only get so many opportunities with those.
Well, and I was just going to tag on, because if you're comboing outside on the outside backer, that means the guard and tackler, they're doubling on the DT up to that inside backer. And it's the same thing.
Yep.
That's why there's a cutback lane, because when CMC or whoever runs way out there, now that DE, he's flying out and the linebacker's flying out, and now they're just driving that dude off the field. And a lot of times that combo, they can block the linebacker with the D lineman's body, and it just creates those huge creases. But if the back doesn't do that, then we're all a mess. So anyway, that's a beautiful 101. We're going to have to start
synchronized
recording
run
these.
blocking.
It is. You should see it.
It's
like
a dance.
The angles of the blockers and the back, they should all fit in. It's like synced in alignment.
It all works together. And if it doesn't work together, you can just see it. Like you can go, what game was that? Let's just say it was our Thursday night game versus the Giants. We ran our Zorro play, which is the juice coming across, and we're double teaming the edge guy. Trent and the guard go up, or McKivitz and the guard go up. And we ran that play, like, let's just say we ran it 5 times. And I think our best run on it was 6 yards. And you go back and you look at all the times on each one of those. We had like a 6-yard run. I think we might have had a 7-yard run. We had like a 4-yard run and a 2-yard run. If you go back and look at all of them, there's on each play, there's like one guy that could be just a little bit better, and it's your one-on-one versus safety. But because we were a step off, or our hands were bad, or we didn't get enough movement on the down guy, it screws everybody else.
Yeah.
Everybody works together, baby.
Everybody works together. Whew, boy, this is fun. Man.
Do you ever has a running back ever given you like a super flat tire because they cut up so close on you? Do they just ever like take the bottom of your shoe off?
My guy Raheem Mostert in 2019 in back-to-back games cut up. Actually, let me rephrase. So, and for my experience with him, like it was like game, didn't do the next game, following game. So 3 out of 4 weeks, cut up behind me, and he gets so low and explosive, his knee clipped my calf, and he clipped it in the exact same spot all 3 times, and so I had this huge bruise on my calf. I don't know if you guys have ever had a calf bruise. It's hard to run when you have a calf bruise. It's hard to push off. It's hard to do a lot of things when your calf isn't working. And it's because Raheem, and don't get me wrong, love the way that Raheem runs, but literally the second time he did it, I said, Raheem, if you hit me in the calf again, we're gonna have problems. And 1 week went by, it didn't happen, and the next week it happened. And I remember I got up so fast off the ground and started MFing him. I was so mad, and he's not intentionally doing it. Like, don't get me wrong. But I will say, in week 2 of that season, he broke Joe Staley's leg by running through his leg so hard with his knee. He hit him so hard he broke his leg, and he was out for 6 weeks. So, like,
a lot of force.
It's a lot of force.
Raheem,
what's one of the dangers about being out on the edge?
Get thicker knee pads, man. Please. Right. But, like, he clipped me just perfectly 3 times. And I literally, I was so excited. I was like, oh, okay, my calf's finally feeling good again. Clipped again, like, first quarter. And I was like, I have to do all this rehab again for this wonderful calf.
Do all running backs run with knee pads on?
Well, yeah, they all do. Raheem needs bigger one. The amount of force that Raheem also puts in the ground is crazy. That guy hits 22 miles an hour in like 3 steps. There's just not a lot of people like him. That's why I like playing with him, because he could widen, go vertical so fast that like I would only have to block guys for 2 seconds as opposed to 3 seconds. And you'd be surprised how difficult it is to block someone for 3 seconds. It's very hard.
Yeah. Well, you think about
Anyways,
average point of contact. Well, just for the Cowboys, right?
I'm going to bed in 45 minutes.
Okay. Well, you
And this is me. It's 100% my fault. I've been on rants.
okay?
But
Let's
go to
move
the
on.
next topic.
All right, let's move on.
Let's go to the
I was
next
going to
topic.
close the Browns out. 219 Niner victory, 31-3.
No, it's closed. Browns were closed.
You had 6
Next
catches for
topic.
70 yards and 1 TD. Okay.
We did.
Perfect. Gosh, we have covered a lot of ground. I know you had questions.
I have questions.
I don't know. Is
Good
it?
questions. I also
All
have
right.
shoes.
Huh? You want shoes? What do you got for
Whatever
shoes?
you guys want to do.
Let's do questions. I'm really excited about these questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoa. Bring it back. Bring what back? The
I
shoe.
didn't even see
It
it.
just floated by. Come on, George. Come
I
on.
know what you're talking about. Let's do the questions.
He was a little blue. He's like a little baby bluish.
All right. This question is from Kevin from Canada.
Hey, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Kevin from Canada.
Kenneth.
Hey,
Oh,
Kevin's the guy who sent us that flag of the Canadian
Oh,
thing with your
yeah.
face in it. It's hanging in the barn now. You remember? This is
it
Kevin.
is hanging in the barn.
Hi, Kevin. Hey, George, you're a big fan
Oh,
from
hey there,
Toronto.
Kevin. Thanks so much, man. Hope you're going to that Minnesota game. It's up there by the border, eh?
Hey, aside from the bear paw tattoo you share with your family, what's your favorite ink? And could you please tell us the story about your nosebleed from the combine? Much love from Canada.
Fair. My favorite tattoo, probably Hobbs at this point in my life. I like seeing it. Every time I look at it, I just chuckle to myself that I have Hobbs tatted on my hand, and it puts me in a good mood. I really, really do enjoy that one. That one, yeah, it'd be Hobbs. I like all my tattoos though. It was actually funny. I was having a conversation with one of my teammates. Won't name him, but he's at like chest, both arms fully done. And let's just say he's mid-20s. I was like, hey, when'd you get all your tattoos? And he was like, college. I was like, are you happy that you covered up all your best real estate when you're between the ages of 18 and 21? And he was like, oh, I'd probably get different ones now, like if I could go back and change it. He's like, what about you? And I was like, no, I thoroughly love all of my tattoos. There's not a single one that I would change. They're all exactly what I want them to be, and where I want them to be. Because I waited until I was like, I only had like 3 tattoos by the end of my college career. I had the bear paw, the mountain,
Believe on your back,
and
on your arm.
believe. Yeah, so I had 3. And when I got the NFL, then I'm like, I have more of a, like, I knew the things that I wanted to get. And so I was like, oh, so that's a fun tattoo thing. But like, hey,
Going
so
with you to get your Believe
when you
tattoo.
turn 18, oh yeah,
You remember when we were trolling him so hard? We're like, oh shit, they spelled it wrong.
no, I'll never forget. It was the 3rd letter. He goes, just finish the W, and I about pooped my pants.
It was pretty funny.
It was really funny. Yeah.
W looks great, man. W looks great.
W looks great, bro.
George's like, there's this long silence.
I think all of us went with you.
I'm not a big fan of tattoo artist humor. Like, it's not.
No, it's kind of tough.
Yeah, because you're really, yeah.
No, but yeah, like I love all my tattoos. I enjoy all of them. So that's a fun thing. My bloody nose from the combine. Turns out this is what the combine is. You show up for 3 days. They put you through a mental gymnastics. They don't feed you well. They keep you up late. They make you wake up early. They don't give you any downtime. You're constantly on the move. You're constantly having to be at your best for like 3 straight days. And then on the 4th day, you perform on TV in front of anyone that's watching. And it's just, let's see. The bloody nose was because the Indianapolis stadium was cold as hell outside, and it's also super duper dry.
Yep.
And I was super dry. I was probably dehydrated as hell. And we're doing the run blocking drill, where the person number 1 goes number 1 is doing the drill. Sorry, let's say number 2 does a drill. Number 1's holding the bag. Then they rotate. Number 2 goes to hold the bag. Number 3 does the drill. I'm pretty sure it started with like the 15th tight end held the bag for number 1, but it just rotates down the line. So I'm tight end 9, tight end 8's holding the bag. I run off the ball because at Iowa you run off the ball. You don't go walkie walkie ducky walkie. That's just not how you play football. That's unrealistic.
That's a whole
You don't
nother
do that.
podcast.
That's
Anyway.
a whole other thing that we can talk about.
Yep.
But you run off the ball. And so I went to run off the ball, and he was not ready for me to move him. And so when I punched him, and he also didn't hold the bag very well, but it's okay. But the pad just flipped straight up and caught me right in the nose because I punched, and the bag just flipped, caught me right in the nose. Instantly had a bloody nose. And so I'm like, oh, this is going to stink. So I run over to the training staff. I'm like, hey, man, my nose is a faucet right now. Do you guys have anything for it? And they're both like leaning it. This is, you know what? I don't know who either of these guys are, and they're probably fine human beings. But like, they rub me the wrong way so bad. Like, they're both like leaning against like the training table stuff, like out on the field. Like, they're like leaning against having a conversation. I run up to them like, hey, man, I have a bloody nose. Can you help me out? And they looked at me like I was like inconveniencing them so much. Like, they were just like, so like, are you really talking to us right now? And I looked at them. I was like, I need something for my nose. I like move my thumb, and it's just like, whoo, faucet. And they're like, nah, we don't really have anything. I'm like, excuse me, sir. I need something. My nose is bleeding. Like, do you have any tissues, toilet paper? Do you have one of those little cotton things that you can fold in half and shove up my nose? And they like don't even move. They're both just like standing there like this. Nah, we don't have anything. There's a bathroom up there if you want to run up and get something. I looked at him. I was like, dude, I'm in the middle of the combine. This is the biggest moment of my life currently, is this moment right here. And you want me to leave to go? Can you please get it for me so I can continue to do drills even though I have blood streaming down my face? And they're like, yeah, no, we'll just go snag you a toilet paper roll. So they just like 5 minutes go by, I do a whole nother drill with blood down my face. I'm just like constantly wiping it off with my blue shirt, just wiping blood off my face.
Thank goodness it was dark blue.
I honestly would have been cooler if it was white. And they finally bring me, they just toss me a toilet paper roll. And toilet paper rolls, football stadiums is paper thing you see through. And so I just like rip, and that was my nosebleed at the combine. Unreal. It bled the whole day.
I know. You look good though. What was the drill where you run through and they throw you the ball from both sides?
The gauntlet.
Yeah,
I caught everyone, but I dropped one.
That was cool though. The video is great because you got the big, and you're red all over and nose is bleeding. You got the nose things shoved in there and short hair. You look like, G.I. Joe kind of running through the air.
Yeah, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Give a shit that my nose is bleeding or play football?
It's all football. Okay, let's go. Question number 2.
All right, Alex Snow. Hi, Alex.
Ooh.
Hey, George. Happy birthday. Great game on Sunday Night Football.
I know. Is that Commander Snow?
Ooh.
No, Hunger Games. President Snow is the bad guy.
Ooh. Oh. What was your favorite restaurant in Iowa City while attending Iowa? Good luck Sunday.
Hamburger Inn.
Ooh, good one.
No questions asked. Hamburger Inn is that or Midtown. I loved Midtown. So they're both breakfast spots. Breakfast is my favorite meal. I could eat breakfast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love it. There's just so many options. Waffles, pancakes, biscuits, and gravy. Ooh. Hash browns, scrambled eggs over easy. I'm an over easy gay guy. Biscuits and jam. Wow. Just bacon. I've been a chicken sausage guy recently for my breakfast, but like when you get a nice, you get the All American, and it's like 2 over easy eggs, 2 bacon strips, hash browns, 2 pieces of toast. And then that's a small breakfast, but I'll demolish that thing. Anyways, Hamburger Inn though, absolutely love everything about Hamburger Inn. And it's cool too. Nate Kading, I'm pretty sure his company bought it and they're reopening it. So I'm excited to go back. There's nothing like a good pie shake. I remember when I was a kid, I'm pretty sure Al Gore came through Hamburger Inn and my parents took me to see Al Gore. And I thought that was really cool. I was like, hey, what's this dude on TV doing in Iowa City, Iowa? I had no idea anything. But that was a cool moment for me as a kid to be a part of something like that. And it's cool. Hamburgen has all the photos of all the politicians that have ever come through, all the famous people that have ever come through.
Yeah, during the
That's a really yeah, it's really cool. Midtown, however, that is off of Highway 1. Is this little breakfast spot right by Walmart in the Walmart parking lot, right next to Panda Express. Little breakfast spot that me and my buddy found.
Oh, that one.
It's
The Walmart one.
Walmart Highway 1 Southwest. It's got like it's funny too because it's like a blue awning that goes around the whole building, and like half the building is for real estate, and the other half is Midtown, this little restaurant. And they do this one breakfast bowl. It's hash browns, grilled peppers, grilled onions, over easy eggs, ham, and it's put into a box for me, and it's covered in ketchup, and I stir that baby up. Oh, and it was like, I think it was like $9.95 too. So like as a college kid, I was like, oh, this is money. And I had that like probably like 4 days a week. Phenomenal. I think I haven't been to Midtown since like I think I came back like my rookie year. And you guys still live in Iowa, but I don't think I've been back since.
Well, that will have to be one of the highlights for us
Last question.
when we get back. Okay.
Chris
Last question.
Smith. Hi, Chris. We have
Chris.
a longtime 49ers fan currently living in Buffalo, New York.
Ooh, that's
Tough.
fun.
For chicken
Midwest.
wings, is George a drums or a flat guy? How hot would you
Ooh.
order them, and blue cheese or ranch?
Why'd you have to ask me that last part? Why'd you have to do that?
The people want to know.
I know, but so like I have my opinion and I know the way that I'm supposed to answer. That's so brutal.
Why?
Why
Why does dressing make a difference?
Flats. I'm a flats guy. I like hard, and you bite it and you just rip the whole thing out and it's like a one bite done. I'm a huge fan of that. You can eat more of them quicker. I like flats. My favorite flavor, like I am not a spicy guy. I don't like buffalo. I like the city of Buffalo. Relax, guys. I don't like the buffalo flavor. Like I'm just not a spicy guy.
I don't like buffalo flavor either.
The only
I like
only-
spice, but I don't like buffalo.
No, like I'm not a spicy guy. The only spicy thing that I enjoy is wasabi. I love wasabi. Like that does it for me. I love horseradish, buffalo, or like some type of kick thing. Like it does nothing for me. I'm not a big spicy guy. So like hot wings would be very tough for me. That show would be very tough for me because it's not my forte. Like I said, I'm a podcaster that plays football on the side. But so like I'm like a barbecue, hickory smoked barbecue guy. That is me. Lemon pepper is a thing that all my high school friends used to eat, and I was never really a fan of that either. I love ranch. I love ranch, and that is I have made money from people. I like CJ Beathard bet me like my entire dinner one time that I wouldn't drink the cup of ranch that came out with my wings, and I just drank it because why would I not get a free dinner to drink ranch? Duh.
All right, CJ.
I love ranch. Yeah, he was so mad. He was like, double or nothing. I was like, no, I'm good. I was like, you can shut right up. Yeah, so I am a ranch guy. I put ranch on a majority of my food.
Ranch is pretty great.
Yes.
The
Now,
ranch in Japan tastes different.
So like if you live in Buffalo, if you're a football player in Buffalo and you answer to ranch, it's frowned upon.
Why is that?
I don't know why, because Buffalo drinks, they are blue cheesers through and through, and that is what you do up there.
Really?
I'm a blue cheese over ranch any day. Not even close.
Yeah, I know, Dad. I know.
Not even close.
I slipped through the cracks. Sorry.
I know. We tried to coach you up on most things in life, and some of them we got to, and some of them we just couldn't get to. But it's all good.
You're either coaching it or letting it happen.
Yeah, I know. You're right. I take full responsibility for your ranchness.
Perfect.
Okay, let's see.
Shoes.
We've covered a lot of ground. Let's do one thing of shoes, and then we better be checking out.
I don't know if I've showed these yet. These are the Berenstain Bears Dunks. These are Papa Bears. You can tell they're nice and furry.
Yeah, you got to send us a photo. It's a little blurry on your camera, but
yeah,
no,
that's
sorry,
better. A little bit back. Yeah.
Awesome.
There you go.
Who's the little kid behind the shoe?
Those look awesome. I've never seen those before.
These are awesome. So what's really cool about these are the Berenstain Bear. It's either the Berenstain. No, it's Goldilocks. That's what these are. And so they have 3 different versions. So these are the Papa Bears. These are the Dunk Highs. Then you have the mama bears, which are the dunk mids, and then you have the baby bears, which are the dunk lows. And I have completed my collection. The mama bears have been found. I've had the baby bears for a while, but the mama bears were found. They're being shipped to me as we speak. I'm very excited about that because now that I have the whole collection, it's like my favorite collection of sneakers I have, like as like a 3-piece. So I'm really pumped actually about
they all
these.
look like that. They have the same color and everything.
No, they're all different colorways too.
Oh, okay.
So this one's blue and red. The baby bears are like a blue and they're like a teal blue and a lime green. Like the fur is the same color, but like the rest of the shoe is like a green and a teal. And then the mama bears are like a kiwi strawberry. It's
Very nice.
super cool. And I'm very excited.
All right. Well, we'll have to follow up later once you get the mamas in and get a pick of all
I'll
three.
show you
of
guys the
them.
babies too. I think I showed the baby bears on here before.
I don't think I've seen them before.
Well, pay more
I've wanted
attention
the
to me,
fluffy ones
sister.
before.
Okay. So we got shoes in. I think we've kind of gone on, so we'll have to skip the mindful moment for this week. We'll just assume that you were doing mindful things in your life. So just charity of the week. Last week we sent 4 people from women in law enforcement. So we sent 2 police officers, both women, with over 25 years of law enforcement experience, one with 25 and one with 17. And then one of them also brought their 2 kids. And the oldest daughter, is a U.S. Air Force veteran. Still active in that and just back from a deployment. So it was pretty cool. So we got the vets and law enforcement last week. This week, guess who our organization is, George? Any idea?
Freedom Paws.
No, it's not. It's a
Oh.
good guess, though, because we are doing a lot
Thank
with Freedom Paws this week. So, and reminder, the vote's already closed, right?
No, it's still open.
Well, if it's still open, please go to our
This
stuff.
gets out on Friday. Number 1, thanks for voting for Ramon and Huey. But
Yes.
otherwise, if you could jump on and vote, that would be super, super cool. Oh, I can't read it.
First or second? TD.
This is the first one.
Oh, yay. Special ball.
That's nice. Okay.
You're just listening to the podcast. There's a lot of visuals on this one.
There
You
is.
don't want to tune into the YouTube.
All right. So this week we're working with MVP, who we partnered with the last couple of years, merging vets and players. So we have 2 combat vets, merging vets and players, 2 combat vets or 2 sets of them really. So 2 folks, a combat veteran out of Cleveland, who's a Niner fan. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, bringing a family member. And then we've got a vet from LA who's just actually in Cleveland visiting family. And so he's a hardcore Niner fan as well and showing up with his other family member there. So we got a couple MVP veterans, and we're very happy to do that and also make our donation of the week to MVP. So glad to do that. So shout out to those folks. And just a reminder, this week we had Global Mental Health Week, and that's kind of been out there and all that kind of stuff. So just another reminder. That's kind of scary. You're never alone, especially if you take a picture of that and put it in your wherever.
Yeah, you got for the viewers who are listening to us on Spotify and Apple Music and other streaming services.
Oh, sorry.
You can't just say that's scary when you're talking about mental health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
George is doing something.
Well, George is making different faces. So anyway, just a reminder though that you're never alone, and it's great. Ask for help, and we encourage you to do that.
Sure.
And so just making sure, and also just it's always good to make a call. So once a week, maybe call somebody you haven't talked to for a while, and you can share a little bit and check in on them and make sure they're okay. So we can take care of that.
If you can, you should call your mom. You should just call your mom today.
All right.
As Kid Quill would say, call your mom, or I will.
Okay, then.
Dude, Kid Quill was hanging out with Jan at your party.
Hard.
He's like, give me your number, girl.
Yep. Chill. Let's just relax.
Okay. So let's close out.
I have a joke in there somewhere about
sightings, any sightings of a hidden pearl this week, George or Emma?
My hidden pearl was Sunday night after the game. My wife threw me a wonderful birthday party. It was a complete surprise. She invited up so many people who mean so much to me, my friends, family, teammates. But she surprised me with all these people. I saw some of them before, like on Saturday, when I was like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are here! Thanks for coming up." And then I saw more people like that morning. Saw people after the game I hadn't seen yet. And then I come home, and to my surprise, Claire's decorated the entire house, Batman themed, Spider-Man themed, Yu-Gi-Oh themed, video game themed, shoe themed, all my favorite things, my favorite foods. And it was just really special because it's fun. Clary says, like, what am I supposed to buy you when you can just get online and buy anything that you want, responsibly? Like, you can buy any pair of shoes that you want. You can buy, it's really shoes and video games about the only things that I buy, and food. But so instead, she just went the wholesome route and got all of my friends to come visit me and spend time with me because I don't have a lot of time. I'm busy. I have a very tight schedule that I keep, and even in the off season, while it's the off season, I spend 5 days a week training and doing the things I need to do to get my body ready for the season. So like I'm not always free, and for her to get so many of my friends to come out and see me and surprise me all together, and for us just to have a great time, a great night, was phenomenal. And so my wife is my hidden pearl, and she's not really hidden very much anymore. Everybody kind of knows who she is, as they should, because she's a wonderful human being. And I love
Well, but I appreciate you saying that because sometimes those closest to us that we really do love and appreciate and that take care of us, sometimes we don't always appreciate all the things they do or we don't tell them enough. So
it.
anyway,
Holy cow. I think I cried like 3 times.
yeah.
I'm a very emotional wreck. We watched Moana yesterday, and the scene where they try to go to restore the heart and their ship gets blown away and Maui's hook gets almost broken and he gets mad at her and she's like, well, the ocean chose me, I have to fix this. And then he goes, well, the ocean chose wrong, and he disappears and she's sitting there on this little life raft. It's kind of broken, her little boat, and she's crying. She's about to like turn around and go home, and here comes the spirit of her grandma in like the ray, swims up and it appears and it's talking to her. And those moments of complete vulnerability, when you're at your worst, you're at your lowest point, and someone that you love and care about says just the right thing or makes you think in just the right way to then set on this motion of, I don't know, like intent or inspiration, that gets me. That gets me good. So I don't know how I got onto that, but that gets me good. Moana also gives me inspiration. You're welcome.
Okay. That's kind of a closer right there. Mic drop. Bam. That's
Thank you. I talked a lot tonight. Sorry, guys. I guess I had a lot I wanted to say.
We're here for you.
I don't really
George,
plan anything.
do you want to? You just dropped your second Chubby's collection.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations to
worn it
that.
on
I
here.
saw that it was a little bit of a Christmas situation in the locker room. You were playing Santa Claus. That looks really fun.
Oh yeah. So Chubby sent me. It wasn't exactly from my set, but so my favorite piece of the set. We released T-shirts. We released swim trunks. Released a luchador polo that has a bunch of luchador masks all over it. We released workout shorts. My favorite piece of the whole collection is it's called the Movementum jogger set. There's
so
a
good.
jacket. It's like a quarter zip hoodie that we designed. It's got red stripes on the side. It's black with matching sweatpants or matching chubby shorts. It's the softest thing you'll wear. It is so comfortable. I posted photos in it. I wear it all the time. I wear it everywhere. I travel in it. It's like my favorite thing. It is super stretchy, but it holds so you can stretch it, but it'll come right back to what it needs to be. It's incredibly comfortable. It's my favorite thing on there. And I know there's some of them still available. If you guys are listening to this, pick the Movementum stuff. It's my favorite, but it's our second launch. You can look at my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever it is, GKittle46, GKittle. You can look at that stuff or Chubby's. We did some commercial stuff with it. It's all wrestling. They had me and Pentagon Jr., who I do the Cerro Miedo celebration with. It's his celebration that I use in football now, the AEW wrestler. And we flew him up from Mexico City. He did the whole commercial shoot with me. We're in the ring doing a tag team match. It's awesome. We throw guys through tables. So much fun. So happy that I could be a part of it and that he could be a part of it. Kind of a dream come true. Shout out to Chubby's. You guys are wonderful. And Rainer, you're the best. I like you too, Travis.
Okay.
I love that Travis was the ref.
Oh yeah. It was awesome. It was
fun.
Fantastic stuff.
Okay, and then
great photo shoot too, though. I got some photos from that I want to post.
Yeah, definitely. George, we've also been cleared by our friend Jason to drop a little sneak peek about our origin show that's coming out. Do you want to say anything about it?
Nope.
There's a TV show coming out on November 1st. Which
I just got asked to do it. I don't know anything about it other than that they interviewed everyone about what my life was in football before I got to the NFL.
Little sneak peek. So it's coming out in November. So stay tuned, Hidden Pearls podcast fans. Exclusive.
That's cool.
Draft.
The life of GK up until the draft day.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be pretty cool. Okay. Well, very good. Well, honestly, George.
Hopefully they don't tell everybody everything. Oh, my gosh. I was a psycho.
Well, they got a little sidetracked in your days in Norman, but other than that, I think everything went pretty good. Okay. I'm just going to close with my Hidden Pearls.
Why? I was there for like 2 years.
Yeah. Anyway, my two kids have their birthdays in these weeks. So George was last Monday and Emma's is coming up. And they are pearls in my life. And anyway, we're on this show together and it's great. And I'm very grateful for that. So that'd be a little pearl for me. And it's so great to have Emma back in New Mexico with us for a little short stay and back in the United States. So grateful for that.
My hidden pearl is definitely being with my dog. You guys definitely, but like seeing Dane, like last night we literally slept like face to face. It was awesome. So
okay.
That reconnection has been really.
All right. Brownie the elf. Close with Brownie the elf. In Cleveland, there's legends of elves that lived in the houses. And the elves would do all the cleanup and take care of things. And people would leave little like plates of food out for the elves. It's a little bit like Harry Potter-ish kind of thing, except not quite.
Bobby energy.
Yeah, a little bit, but not quite as enslaved, I guess. Anyway, and so the elf history and legend of the elves of Cleveland, apparently there was a rumor that an elf started habitating in the stadium. And so that elf has been there for a long time now. And the Brownie the elf is a representation and honoring of the elf tradition from Cleveland, Ohio. So now you know.
Now you know.
Dad, you're incredible.
I know so many things that nobody cares about. Okay. Anyway, last quote of the week. So this is: life isn't about being perfect. It's about being so ridiculously passionate that people think you're just a little bit crazy.
Fair.
Again, life isn't about being perfect. It's about being so ridiculously passionate that people think you're a little crazy. So just encouragement to find your bliss, follow your joy, and don't worry about what other people think. I mean, seriously, if that's holding you back, just cut the cord, move on, embrace your passion, and go live your life the way you want to live it. So that's what we'll say about that. Okay, all good. Lubu, anything else? Closer? Oh, nice.
For those of you listening on the podcast, George is showing us more special footballs.
Yeah, he was Sunday night football player of the week, or of the game for that Sunday night football.
It was me, Fred, and Purdy. We each got a football.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's kind of fun.
That is really fun.
Yeah. The painted footballs are cool.
Yeah. He's holding up a painted football for those listening. But if you want to see the whole show.
All right, Hidden Pearls podcast fans, thank you so much for submitting all your Ask George questions, for cheering us on, for voting for Ramon and Huey. We are so grateful for all of you. If you are traveling to the game, be safe. If you're watching in any capacity, be safe. Be joyful. Bring some love into the world. And go Niners. Travel safe, Brother Bear. We love you. You too.
Love you, G.
Good
night. See you in Cleveland, buddy.